Hi guys, Corporal6 here, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the 9mm SMGs. This means we'll be looking at the MP5, the MPX-SD, and the all-new EVO3 A1, better known as the Scorpion. Hopefully this will be of use to you as we compare the recoil patterns for the different guns with different attachments to give you an idea of which weapon to choose, if you end up with a choice. We're going to test these guns with vertical grips, triangular grips, compensators and flash hiders, along with a combination of these where the weapons allow them to be fitted. The vertical foregrip reduces vertical recoil only and offers a reduction of 15%. The triangular foregrip reduces horizontal recoil only and offers a reduction of 20%. It also reduces the time taken to enable ADS, or aiming down your sights, by 10%. In my opinion, this doesn't offer much of a practical benefit, but it may give you just the edge you need if you're in a close firefight. The compensator offers a reduction in horizontal recoil by 20%, vertical recoil by 25%, and it also reduces bullet spread by 10%. The SMG flash hider offers a reduction in horizontal recoil by 10% and vertical recoil by 10%. It does not reduce bullet spread, but does reduce the muzzle flash to offer more concealment when firing from a covered position. The stats are interesting, but how do they fare when in use? We'll use full auto fire for these tests. This may not be the most practical in real world usage, but it does allow us to make a fair comparison across the different weapons. First up is the standard MP5, so we get a baseline to compare against. This is a reasonable SMG and has its usage against poorly armoured targets. The weapon can take both grips and muzzle attachments. None of the 9mm SMGs can take a stock. As a weapon itself, it has a rate of fire of 650 rounds per minute and a damage per second of 411.7. At 22.8 damage per hit against a level 1 vest, it'll take you around 5 hits to down your target if they all hit center mass. Right, let's test it. As a comparison against just this weapon, things don't look too bad at all. The performance with no attachments is consistent and manageable, and the weapon's low rate of fire means it's quite controllable from immediate pickup. Once you start adding attachments it becomes better, but these don't make too much of a difference given the good base performance and limited horizontal spread. The better option, as we'll see, is to swap it out for a different SMG. Next we'll fire the MPX-SD. This is a more specialised SMG and has its use in close combat with players reportedly enjoying a low level of recoil and easy to control spray pattern. It cannot take any muzzle attachment due to it already having a suppressor equipped, so how does it fare without one? As a weapon itself, it has a rate of fire of 850 rounds per minute, so that's 200 more than the MP5, a damage per second of 538.3, so 120 more than the MP5, and that's probably due to the faster rate of fire. The issue there, however, is without the extended mag, you'll find yourself at a significant disadvantage, as it only holds 20 rounds as standard. At 22.8 damage per hit, same as the MP5, against a level 1 vest, it's the same 5 hits required to down a target, but given the faster fire rate, it's quicker to do so. The test we've done will be with the extended mag so that we get a fair comparison of recoil against the standard MP5. Let's see how it does. The first thing to note is, as already stated, due to the already attached suppressor, the only things we can add to this weapon are grips. Starting with the attachment free pattern, it's immediately noticeable that there is a reduction in vertical recoil versus the MP5, and the horizontal recoil only begins to come into effect later through the spray. The triangular and vertical grips follow similar patterns of behaviour to the MP5, but with the reduced overall vertical movement. The base MP5 is only comparable once you have both muzzle and grip attachments fitted, meaning that the MPX-SD is a solid choice as an early game weapon where you may not have these available, of course with the caveat of the extended mag. And lastly up for testing, we have the brand new EVO3 A1, also known as the Scorpion. Initial reports of this weapon's use is that it is now the best SMG of the bunch. Let's see how it holds up in the tests. This weapon can take the same SMG attachments as the MP5, however, it has a rate of fire of 1,150 rounds per minute and a damage per second of 594.2, meaning it's almost twice as fast to fire as the MP5 and does significantly more damage. The limitation, however, is that the damage per bullet is reduced, as it now takes an additional shot, so 6 hits, to take down a target with a level 1 vest. You may think that the additional fire rate means this won't be an issue, but let's see how it stacks up in terms of recoil control. So, The base weapon has a very similar pattern of behaviour to the MPX, and with the addition of grips, we can see this also aligns. The strength of the Scorpion is that the faster rate of fire means this manageable recoil behaviour translates into a higher usable damage per second figure. Usable being the important term here, as some weapons might be better on paper, but harder to control in game. The advantage over the MPX is the ability to add muzzle attachments to the Scorpion. As I continued to test, there were a few cases where the compounding effect of the higher level of horizontal recoil showed through, but the attachments mitigate this to produce what is the best combination. The most recoil reduction is achieved by the combination of the compensator and the vertical grip, no surprise there. However, what is clearly noticeable is that the triangular grip is the better choice, as it has a very significant reduction on the horizontal recoil, meaning that if you can dial in your own vertical recoil control with your mouse, you stand a much better chance of hitting your target consistently. Just look at the difference between the second half of the mag for the triangular and vertical grips. The best combination here is the compensator and the triangular grip. Right, let's take a look at them all against each other. With the comparison up in front of you now, you can see that the different combinations of attachments across the different weapons, and there's a clear conclusion to be drawn. In the situation you find all three weapons with 0 attachments at the start of the game, the MPX offers the best usable level of control. However, the moment you've got a triangular grip, the Scorpion is the weapon of choice. Unfortunately, the MP5 loses out here in that it's a weapon to pick up only if you can't find anything else immediately. I wouldn't preference the vertical grip for any of them. The vertical recoil control is very manageable across all the 9mm SMGs, and if you find a compensator too, then you've got a very formidable weapon in the Scorpion. As a newly added weapon, it's a great one to get your hands on and practice with, because otherwise you may well find yourself at a disadvantage early game. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. In the next video, we'll take the Scorpion and compare it against the Vector and the P90 to see which is the best overall SMG, and in future videos I'll be doing the same with other weapons to find the best complete loadout. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.